We spend most of our youth in an educational system that tests us on our ability to do well in just a handful of things. This causes many of us to grow up thinking that we lack the talent and the intellect to succeed in life, when in reality, it might be because we were simply being tested on things that we don't have an affinity for. Today, I'm going to go over the 11 abilities that exist in life. If you're someone who worries about finding their passion, watch this video till the very end because you'll gain an understanding of where your strengths lie, which will give you an idea of which direction you should go. Starting off, we have musical ability. People who score high in this category enjoy listening to music, may learn better by listening, and have a sharp sense for what sounds pleasant to the ear. If you have a strong affinity for music, then it probably means that you are good at playing musical instruments, singing, or even composing music, working on audio for films and video, composing and writing music, and working on sound design in general. Next up, we have natural ability. People who score high in this category usually enjoy spending time in nature, love plants and animals, and they understand how the different compounds and elements in the world interact with each other. This means that they have a knack for survival skills, they can identify individual plants and species, understand how animals behave, and they know how everything in nature is connected. Possible career paths for someone who scores high in natural ability include cooking, farming, working with animals, working with medicine, and even working in health, because everything related to our body is technically part of nature, and they can also work in any field related to the environment. The next category on our list is movement ability. People who score high in this ability enjoy moving their bodies, whether it's large explosive movements or even the tiniest and most fine-tuned of movements. Possible career paths for someone who enjoys and excels at movement are the sports, dance, fine craftsmanship, personal training, and even martial arts. Next up, we have interpersonal ability. People who have an affinity for this have a deep understanding of the relationships between people. They can quickly read someone's body language and get an idea of how they are feeling. Possible career paths for someone who has a knack for this ability include sales, creating social content like interviews and talk shows, event planning, relationship counseling, and even working in law enforcement, because they need to be able to read people. Similar to interpersonal ability is our next category, which is called intrapersonal ability. People who have an affinity for this have a deep understanding of themselves. They know how to look in the mirror to spot what needs work, allowing them to reflect and adjust. It's something that helps you work on yourself, but professions like therapists, self-improvement coaches, and motivational speakers fall under this category to some degree. Up next, we have logical ability. People who fall under this category can reason well. They may have some interest in math and the sciences, but most importantly, they are interested in the truth. They act on reason more than emotion, often feeling like the correct answer is more important than what's morally right. These people usually make great investors, scientists, inventors, entrepreneurs. Next up, we have linguistic ability. People who excel in this category have a deep understanding of their language and the emotions that come with certain words. They are often articulate, and they usually have a vast vocabulary. They typically enjoy reading and listening to great speakers, but people who have a knack for linguistic abilities can become writers, speakers, poets, copywriters, or even translators. Up next is digital ability. They have a deep understanding of how the digital world works: social media, SEO, marketing, memes, going viral. Up next, we have visual ability. They can tell which color combinations and what shapes look good. They can also visualize and imagine complex images in their head, often allowing them to recreate these images on paper. Possible career paths include architects, illustrators, animators, fashion designers, and graphic designers for all sorts of things. Next on our list is teaching ability. People who score high in this category can take complicated subjects and deliver them in such a clear way that even young kids can understand. Possible career paths for those that fall under this category are teaching, consulting, creating educational content, and even parenting. And finally, we have spiritual ability, which is a very unique category as it's something that almost everyone gains interest in as they age, because it's the ability to think about the bigger questions in life, like what happens after we die, what's the meaning of life, is there God, things like that. People who are fascinated by this category can become philosophers, pastors, monks, or might just spend a lot of time thinking about these things. Let me know in the comments down below which 3 of the 11 resonate with you the most. I'm really curious to hear what you think your passions might be.